sure everything looks right. Yeah. We're in puts right now. We're in some triple Q puts and some Google puts. The triple Q, I already took some profit earlier, but the second take profit, I'm gonna set it right here, 452.50, right before my next level at 452.19. And triple Q pullback today. We have reports coming out tomorrow. I think it's PMI report, I believe, comes out tomorrow. Let me double check. Let's double check. I know that has the market on edge today. GDP came out a little weaker than expected today, along with initial jobless claims. Tomorrow's core PCE. Yeah, PCE is going to keep the market maybe a little shaky today. So I'll try to be quick with my take profits. As you see, things could start bouncing pretty quickly. We already took profit earlier, jumped into a Microsoft put, rode them down to about right around here, 418.18. Took profit there. Even though they may reject again, I'll just take profit. As you see, they start bouncing back. Don't want to mess around with that. They were 0 days. NVDA showing weakness. This is going to keep weight down on the triple Qs, so the Qs should get our target as long as NVIDIA maintains a pullback, and then Microsoft and Apple follow up with like a weak 15-minute candle pullback. We should get that pretty easy on Qs. Google, I don't trade Google too often, but I got a pretty short take profit on them. I'm looking to take profit as soon as they break this 173.90 level right down here. I'll take profit right around here. So those are the moves for the day. We're looking at puts. Everybody's getting a little nervous about PCE, especially with how economic report numbers have been coming out. A little shaky. GDP is weaker than expected. Jobless claims are higher than expected, which is kind of what they're pushing for. So that's not necessarily bad. And then you have what do we had? Like I said, PCE tomorrow projected to come in at 0.3%. Core PCE index year over year 2.8%. So what you're going to see, if those come in higher than expected, then you're going to see a pullback in the market, because it's going to be showing that inflation is being stickier than we would like. So we're looking for inflation numbers to come down. I believe the last inflation numbers weren't that great as well. They didn't really show inflation moving too much. So, but we kept on chugging along as a market, pushing up. I guess the reports haven't been bad enough to counter all this positive AI news we've been getting. So AI hype is driving the market right now, and it can sustain if products are following up with it. Like if NVIDIA keeps putting out products that are going to be accessible to the public. If it's just a lot of talk about what's going to be made, eventually that's going to die out. So we need to see actual products on the market. All right, the triple Q puts up 21%. Even though Google's moving the opposite direction. It'll join the party soon. We'll come back to Google later. Let's see if we get our target hit. 452.50 is what we're looking for. We will get that if Microsoft comes back down to the low of the day, along with NVIDIA breaking down. So that's what we're looking for right now. NVIDIA continue to break down and Microsoft to come back to this 417.60 level. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Let's get moving. Let's get a real move on. Yeah, Google got to come back down too. I don't know what Google trying to do over here. Google needs to stop it though. Just stop it. Cut the shit. All right. Let's look at some news really quick. What's happening in the news? I'm talking about Salesforce, CRM. They missed heavy on earnings, and their pullback has been crazy today. They're down over 20%. Oh man, that would have been a beautiful put to swing on their earnings. Even if you did a collar trade, you would have banked. But you can't always call it with these kind of companies. But that would have been a beautiful put to play overnight. They were at 270 yesterday. They're at 217 today. Easily over 100% profit. You would have took a complete loss on the call side, but you would have made so much money on the put side, it would have canceled that out. If it didn't drop below 250, you probably wouldn't have made enough money. But the fact that it dropped to 217, do I want to jump on this weakness? It's holding this support level right here. So 215.55. If it gets a little bit below that, we may test a little put just to ride the momentum down to 204. But we'll see. They are affecting the Dow right now because the Dow is down like 300 points. Salesforce is a strong influencer of the Dow. Fortunately or unfortunately today. Okay, Microsoft coming back down. That means the Qs must be coming down. That's what I like to see. Come on now. Google follow up. NVDA keep on going. NVDA could pull back to almost 1100. I had puts on NVIDIA yesterday, but it would not come down. I bought a put right here. I thought it was going to pull back again, and it just held that support right here at this $1,136 level. But it broke it today, and it's testing the previous day. I think that's what this says. The previous day 50% I got here. Got this indicator on here. Yeah, this is the previous day. So this indicator shows you like the previous day 50% mark, previous week, previous quarter. A lot of the times at those prices you'll get some kind of resistance or support, as we're seeing right now. It's getting around there and it's kind of, you know, bouncing a little bit with support. So we'll keep a close eye on that. We're still waiting for Google. We don't need much out of Google. Google don't gotta give us much more. Look at all this it gave us. Now I just want a little bit more. Now it wants to play around. But that's because the levels are right here. That's why you gotta know your levels. So I would have no clue why it's hesitating to come down right here. If you are a rookie options trader or investor period, make sure to join the Discord community, Culture Shock Investment Discord, where I call out all my trades live. Where I call out all my trades live for the community. I'll put the screen up right here. This is how the Discord looks. You know, I do trade call outs, we post profits. And to subscribe would be, you would have to go to our server shop right here. This is subscriptions. You see, $10 a month. You can't beat that, especially for what the value you're getting out of this is. You'll make that money back tenfold within 60 days time. So invest in yourself, invest in knowledge, invest in learning. Very supportive community here. So become a culture shocker today. Be right back. Alright, I got my tea. Make sure you subscribe We also have annual products. If you don't do monthly subscription, you could become a lifetime culture shocker for $200. And the annual deal we have is for $90. So you're saving money versus doing the monthly subscription. All these prices are going to go up after Juneteenth, so make sure you take advantage now. Take advantage now while the prices are low, because I promise you, the prices are going up. There's so much value provided through this community and through our trades, and I'm trying to provide it to specifically the black community at a good cost. But if you don't want it cheap, don't worry, it won't be cheap for long. All right, let's get back to the charts. Let's see. What are we looking like? Oh man, see, I don't like this with Google. I don't know what the hell Google's doing. I don't know what the hell Google is doing. What's this, the 15-minute chart? The 30-minute chart got 13 minutes left to close. I guess we could see how this 30-minute chart closes out. Oh shit, hold on, we have 30% on triple Q puts. You know how I feel about 30%. That's like my take profit right there. Let's see how this 30-minute candlestick closes. I think it's going to try to push back up into this area. If so, I could just take my profit now. Let's see if it retests the high of the candlestick, 453.30. Like I said, we have 30% right here. It looks like it wants to push. Oh God. I don't believe you though. Let's look at the catalyst. So whenever I'm looking at the triple Qs or SPY, you gotta look at the top holdings in those ETFs. So top holdings in most ETFs fall in alignment around the same, like Microsoft, Google, NVDA, Apple. So based on how the movement of those companies are, you usually get that similar movement in the indexes, especially the major indexes. I'll show you those in a second. So Apple like is trying to hold. All right, so we need Apple below 190, 102. We need Apple to start penetrating back into this buying block to put in early this morning. But it's still coming into weakness on the 15 here, and see how the 30 looks. The 30 is still in strength, but like it's topping off, so that it could still take off from here. So we gotta be careful because Apple could take off and push the Qs all the way back up. Like I said, let's see how this 15-minute candlestick closes out. I know one thing, I'll be a little worried about grabbing calls if I was looking for calls right here. So I don't know who's buying right now. I'll be buying closer to the level, if anything. All right. If you haven't already, make sure you visit CULTURESHOCKINVESTMENTS.com. It's our official website. Put it up here for you. Make sure you visit. This is where you will book your appointment, book your consultation. We have initial consultations. We help you create an investment account if you don't have one already. Or you could do a whole 5 to 10 year financial plan for you, which is what I suggest you do. But everybody has to start somewhere. So let's get that initial consultation done first, and then we could move on from there. But we provide a lot of other services as well. I can help you out with crypto if you're just interested in crypto. Culture Shock Investments, we do crypto portfolio assistance, helping you structure that portfolio, helping you analyze the coins themselves and seeing how risky the investment actually is. Because the risk, I'm going to expose it to you and let you know what it is. If you still wish to take it at that point, that's completely up to you. But I'm going to let you know it's very risky. You probably shouldn't do it. No matter how many times I tell people that, you'd be surprised how many people still buy the shit coins and then end up losing all their money. But we have as I said, the crypto consultation here. If you're into music and you're an artist, or you draw, you make music, or you draw art and you do NFTs, royalties, you need to understand how to take control over your royalties. You know, maybe some places where you can even go buy royalties if you don't own any, and you're interested in owning royalties, I can help you figure that out. What the process is in ownership, what you're looking for in ownership, because you could buy royalties or something and you get ownership of a very small portion of the song, and you're not going to be yielding the amount of money you thought you would be based off of the song you may be purchasing and how popular you think it is. And then I do just basic stock market coaching, which is like, teaching you about analyzing companies, helping you set price levels on various companies in your that you may want to trade or invest in, helping you understand the Greeks, things like that. These, like I said, I'm here for teaching the community and the culture. So if you haven't, visit Culture Shock Investments now and set up your consultation so you can meet one-on-one. That's the best way, I assume. Group environments are cool, but it's nothing like the one-on-one attention. All right, look at the triple Qs. Yeah, they try to shake us out. Bring that ass back down. Where's Google at? Google, come on down. Google ain't down fast enough for me though. I'm gonna Google down more. Google still hasn't even come down. I gotta retest the lows of the day. We need to retest 174.12. That's what we're looking for Google to retest. When you want to hit your goals, sometimes you gotta find the baby steps before it to hit to be happy with. All right. Oh shit, I got this up over here. Wrong screen. All right. So core PCE tomorrow, like I said. Today we had GDP come out 1.3%. The forecast was 1.6. Initial jobless claims came out 219,000. They forecasted 218,000. I said that's one of those weird categories where you would think jobless claims were bad, but right now that's kind of what this economy is looking for. Some way to cool down inflation, and one of the ways to do that is to cool down the job market. Unfortunately, I've noticed that a lot of ways to counter negative financial or economic effects leads to the laying off or firing of people somehow. It's a pretty cold world. The company wants to improve its economic numbers and its earnings and all that. They just start laying people off because that make the next quarter numbers look way better because you cut all that overhead out of your books. And now you can say, this is free cash flow. And the investors love it. Yeah, we'll buy more. Let's see, earnings. Let's look at the earnings real quick. You got Costco today. That's going to be interesting. Let's look at Costco chart. So we have Costco earnings coming out today. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick. Ooh, Bitcoin's pulling back. That means that Coinbase put I was looking at earlier was probably looking beautiful right now. Yep. I was looking at a Coinbase put right here at 242. I was like, if it don't break above 242.60 and close above here, which is why levels are important. You see how the price level I have set came in perfect. Mind you, I said this months ago, but the levels are the levels. So I had a level at 242.60 on Coinbase. I was saying earlier when I saw this little rejection pullback, it was in the middle of this candlestick coming back up. So I was like, if it doesn't successfully get back above 242.62, which is the price level I got, then that means this now is going to be serving as resistance, and it's most likely going to keep pushing down from there. So it would have been smart to buy a call as close to this level as I could, and probably had a stop loss if it ended up pushing, back up to 244. I stopped out right there, but I would have got in right here at like 242.60. A put from 242.60 down to 236 on Coinbase, 100%. 100% return. I promise you that would have been 100% return. Coinbase contracts move very quickly, and they're not cheap either. So I probably would have had to spend like $400. So I could have made like a good, just in the last 10:30 to 10:54, I could have made like a good $500. But my discipline today was not to be all over the place. I usually trade a lot of different positions, especially when I see good opportunities. But I'm trying to be better at just locking in, zoning in, maybe doing one or two companies, because honestly, a lot of the times if you go and you have a good position, let's say I looked at Google and Qs today, I did my homework on them, and I did that quick study on the Coinbase, and just a quick flash look, I was thinking about buying that put. So I do my original two positions. I make money, make profit, I get out. A lot of the times when people lose money is when they go back in and they see that third play where they think they're reading it good, like this Coinbase. Sometimes it'll work out great for you and you get to play. Or other times you jump in again after you already have wins on the day, and you jump in to try to catch another move that you may see, and that's when you're getting hit. And now pride kicks in and it's like, oh, well, I lost a little bit. I'm still up for the day. And then you got a whole lot of pride and ego coming into trading. You don't need any pride and ego in your trading. You just need straight up levels, understanding of the fundamentals, and the companies you're trading. Take your ego out of it. Take your pride out of it. The more you put that into it, the more money you're going to lose in this market. I promise. All right, so who we have? Costco. Let me put the earnings up here so y'all can see them too. So we got Costco, Marvell. I heard somebody in my group trading Marvell this week. I gotta look. I think Kardov said he's trading Marvell. If y'all don't follow my man Empowerment Assets, make sure y'all following him. He's on YouTube as well. He makes weekly trade call outs. Pretty good. Smart guy right there. Also teaching the community. So we got Costco. Oh, Marvell, Autodesk. Not really interested in Autodesk. Dollar General beat today, which is interesting. We could take a look at Dollar General real quick. Zscaler, it's another interesting company. I like Ulta Beauty. We could look at Ulta. And Best Buy miss. All right, so got a couple companies we could look at. We got CrowdStrike coming up. Hewlett Packard, Lululemon, Dollar Tree. Lululemon, Dollar Tree, and CrowdStrike are probably the ones that interest me the most. Bath and Body Works, not so much. But we could definitely look at Dollar Tree and compare it to the Dollar General numbers and probably forecast that based on them being in the same market. It's not going to be 100% accurate, I'm sure, but we could try it. All right, Microsoft still down, so I like to see. Come on, Google, get your ass back down there. All right, so this is where it looks like some support is trying to come in because the market is not moving down as smoothly as it was earlier. So this is where you want to start watching the position, especially me being in puts. I got to make sure it doesn't catch too heavy a support. And I also don't want to be pump faked out my position before hitting my take profit. So the QQQ position, we could probably take profit on that, honestly, because I think we're at 30%. At 22%. 22% profit right now, not bad. Like I said, we could take that 24%, but I'm going to give it to the close of this 30-minute candlestick. I like letting candlesticks close and the next one start because that's when you usually get those nice pushes. So, see, they try to pump fake us out. If you're not a trader, this is called a high wick candlestick. So each one of these is called a candlestick. And you have bottom wicks because you know how candles, you light the wick. So you got the bottom wicks and top wicks. So whenever you have a wick, it shows that price tried to push in that direction and was unsuccessful. So it got burnt back down the other direction. So right now we tried to push back up, and now we're forming this wick, which shows that it was unsuccessful in holding this price, and it's getting burnt down back to this level. Sometimes it happens to the downside. You see how earlier it pushed down here, and then has a bottom wick that pushed it all the way back up to this level to close up here. So you want to pay attention to wicks because they let you know where support or resistance is kicking in. So earlier, the market was showing some support right here, right? That's why I had this little green candlestick right here. But then it broke that support on the following candlestick. So we're going to watch this, see how this candlestick closes in 30 seconds, how the wick look, what color is it. It's going to be still in weakness and strength. And then we're going to time my exit or entry based on how I see the reaction happening on the 3 and 5 minute chart. I go down to the micro time frames when I'm looking for my exit because they help you from making a premature exit, and it'll also help you time your exit well where you don't get caught up in a recovery rally or push up that the stock is getting ready to do. If you're still in the position for the day and for the long haul, then you still want to keep looking at the 30 and base your position holding off the momentum you see on here. So on the 30, we just crossed into negative momentum. As you see, this is the momentum indicator down here called the MACD. Moving average, convergence, and divergence. So this is weakness. As you see, go from dark green to light green. It shows you this morning the 30 would have told you it's getting weak. So you could have jumped in a trade. Sometimes I like jumping in trades, especially early morning, based off what that first 30-minute candlestick is telling me. Because a lot of times it doesn't veer or go reverse from that momentous direction. If it's saying downward momentum in the first 30 minutes of the day, it's usually going to continue that into the afternoon, unless some kind of news is coming out or report is coming out, which is why you got to know when those morning reports are coming out. But yeah, it continued the downward momentum. So you could have got a put up here at 455 and just been looking at the 30-minute MACD momentum and saying, all right, I'm going to hold it until I see the 30 minutes start to show it's coming back into strength. And some people, that's how they hold their positions. And you're not worried about anything but the momentum in your price levels of take profit or stop loss. So, oh, look at Google. I don't like how Google's moving, man. I may have to get out of Google. Google is trying its damnedest to stay up. But now we're in QQQ. I liked how that 30 closed. We got back into some weakness. All right, position up 34%. We're going to close out the QQQ puts here. Oh, wait, hold on now. See, just saying it out loud made it go down further. See, because when they think I'm exiting, that's when they really want me to hit my move. Come on, hit that take profit. We almost there. It's right there. I'm looking for 452.50. We at 452.74. Google bring his ass down, it'll go there. NVDA must be pushing down right now. Yeah, NVIDIA is coming down. That's pulling the market down right now. NVIDIA followed up by some Microsoft pullback. That'll be nice. Let's put Apple back up. Apple's a problem right now. Apple's giving the Q support, more support than it should be getting. So, yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to get up out of here. Let me take my profit. Apple's trying to put the world on its back, man. So we're going to take 33. How much time left on this 5 minute? Let's get this 5 minute. Let's give it to the close of this 5 minute candlestick. And we'll close this position out. I like closing positions right after the close of a candlestick, because a lot of times that movement in between is a lot of pump faking, a lot of faking out. So when you get that close though, like right back here, we had a lot of pump faking going on in the 15 minute, and then it closed lower. So now we should proceed lower. 452.19 is really the support level I got on the triple Qs, but I like getting out before my support levels. So that's why I put 452.50 as my take profit. Giving y'all a lot of gems, man. I hope y'all take advantage of these gems on how to time your entries and exits, and you know, what to look for in the market, what correlates with the ETFs. I know if the Qs are coming. I know if NVIDIA's coming down, the Qs are coming down. Google is its own little separate thing. I could have played NVIDIA puts today. I played NVIDIA puts yesterday and they burnt me because they're doing something similar to what they're doing today. I tried to catch it off of this pullback right here, and it never continued to pull back. It just held that support and kept going up the rest of the day. And now today is giving me the pullback I expected yesterday, because I would have been taking profit right here yesterday. But that's lovely. That's a beautiful pullback. The Q should be dropping. We should definitely get our take profit here. If Apple chills out. There we go, Apple. Apple's meeting my resistance at 191.65. Let's see if it could close this candlestick above there. If it doesn't close this candlestick above there, I don't believe in this little recovery push that it was just doing. Oh, we hit take profit on the Qs. Thank God we held on. Because now we got 45% instead of 32. I'll take it. Let's put this up. 42%, whatever, I'll take it. Screenshot. Maybe after I'm done screenshotting, it'll be more. I've done that before. I screenshot it. Oh, 49%. Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. Well, we are 50%. We still ain't sell. We're still holding 52%. Oh, shit. We tanking now. Oh, shit. You see? You see? It just knew I was about to sell. It was ready to go off right after I sold. How you bastard, Q. Alright, Google's not going anywhere. Alright, we up 60% now. We went from 40, we just gained another 20%. Now I'm really taking profit right here. I don't care how much more it goes down. I'm taking profit right here, y'all. This is where you gotta fight the greed. Okay, because greed would say, ooh, stay in the momentum like it's going down some more. Nope. I'm up. I hit my percentage goal. Why not take my profit? You know? Why try to stay in and wait for the continuation down further? Just take my profit here. before something like this happens. Exactly. That's why you get out. And we're good. Now we gotta watch for Google and see what Google says. See if Google's gonna come back down or if it's gonna keep being stubborn. What is going on here? Sell my contract. Price not even going nowhere. Sell my damn contract. See, they trying to play with my money now. I don't like that, man. They trying to play with my money. You want me to have the full 60%? That's crazy. It's alright. I'll take 55. Yo, sell the contract, bruh. Thank you. I'm about to say, like, y'all trying me right now. Alright, so we took a good 55% on that. I didn't get my 60-some% because they kept playing with me at the end, but it's alright. Let's look at Google now. Google's not doing anything I wanted to do. It held through that little pullback. I thought it would pull back with the rest of the market right there, but it doesn't like it wanted to. So we gotta watch Google. Gotta watch Google closely. Make sure it's not gonna catch support. We needed to close this. May stay in Google for like another 30 minutes. Be out of there by 11:30. See how this 30-minute candlestick closes. If it's truly trying to catch support right here, or if it's gonna reject and continue its breakdown. But let's pull up some earnings real quick before I get up out of here. Because we made money today. We made 35% on 2 trades today. I'm happy. On 50% and 35%. I'm happy. Happy man. All right, Costco earnings. Let's talk about earnings. I like Costco. I like Costco to beat earnings. Now the question is, where is it going to go when it beats earnings? That's when we're going to pull out our handy dandy earnings calculator, and we're going to see the implied IV, implied volatility after earnings. So you could usually look up what that company's average volatility, how much percent they move after earnings on average, and up or down, doesn't really matter if they miss or make. So for Costco, it's 3.8%, right? My mental math's not on 1,000 right now, so we'll do 815 times 3.5% or 3.8%. So it's a $30 move from where we are now. So we could be $30 up. That means we could be touching 845. 845. We'll put a target up here. Actually, no, not a target. We'll put a price level up here. Then we could potentially hit after earnings. We'll make this thing green. And then you got $40 drop off. 775. Let's look at 775. Or we could pull back to down here. I bet you that's a level back somewhere too. Let's just look though. 775. We'll put it right around here. So that's the range you're looking at. Now what I would do is I look at the contract cost of those contracts, or something, maybe close to the money of Costco, but in between these prices. So you might want to get like a 830 call followed by like a 790 put. But you want the contracts to be around the same value, unless you favor one side much more than the other. If you favor puts more than the calls, you could go more expensive with the put. But the calls, if it goes out of your favor and you still get call, If we still get a push up instead of a push down, those puts that you have went heavier in, you'll still have a little bit of insurance from the call that you bought, and you won't be taking as hard of a loss as if you just bought puts only. So that's what you call a collar trade. And a lot of times I like doing that going into earnings that expect big moves like Salesforce, but you got to be careful with the contracts you play. You can't play contracts super far out the money on both ends. Like, I don't want to play necessarily the 845 and the 775 contract because they may be too far out the money and the premiums may not move how I want them to move. So you got to be careful there. I'm going to pull up Webull right now. I'm going to look at these contracts. Let me see how much they cost. Let's look at some Costco contracts for tomorrow. What the hell is this? Costco. All right, so you got 1 day let's look at this. Yeah, the 1 day the contracts are juiced right now because earnings are about to come out. So you have 1 day. Let me look at the 1 day and 8 day contracts. See the price difference. So the 1 day 8, the 1 day, let's say 790 put is 630 for the 1 day 790 put. For the 8 day 790 put, 835, $200 difference. So now you ask yourself, the theta that's on these contracts, because you're gonna swing it into tomorrow, because earnings doesn't happen until after close today. Is the theta combined with the price movement you expect gonna work out well together in order to bring you profit? Because 1 day contracts, like I said, when you're doing collar trades, you probably want to buy something that's more than 2 weeks out to avoid getting hit with theta too heavily from swinging the contract through earnings. 2, you want to get something that's closer to the money on both sides, puts and calls. So, like I said, for 815, I'm not trying to go much higher than 830, 830. Yeah, 830 is probably the highest I would want to go as far as a call contract price out the money. And on the way down, like 790 would probably be the furthest I would go. So that's why I was looking at the 790 put at $825, and I would look at the counter side and see what costs $825 on the call side and see how those numbers work out for me. So on the call side, you're looking at, you would need to get the 845 call and the 790 put are around the same price. So I could say, all right, 815, I say if it's going to take its push, the average pusher will put it at 845. That'll put me $5 in the money. I'm okay with that. $800, $1,600 in the trade. One of those sides are going to be blown out completely, most likely, if it has a crazy push one direction, and you will have an $800 loss or close to. Actually, if you get a further out contract, you may not even incur a full loss on the opposite position unless it really moves heavy in the opposite direction. Then you'll probably end up with 0%. But sometimes you could save yourself, and if we have a big crazy jump tomorrow, like we wake up and it's at 850. And that put you bought still has even 20% value in it, sell it. Get your 20% value out. Don't hold it and let it go down to 0. But that's another benefit of buying those further out contracts. The opposite position doesn't drain all the way down to 0 immediately. You can still get some of your money back. But they just cost more. So you're going to pay. So as you see $800, $1,600, that's if you want to collar trade Costco today for earnings. I'm actually thinking about it, but I don't know if I'm going to do that one. Who else we had earnings? Who else did we talk about? I said we had Marvell. A lot of people like Marvell. I played Marvell before. I made some decent money on them. So Marvell, I believe, is it's a company that engages in the design, development, and sales of integrated circuits. Its products include data processing units, security solutions, automotive, coherent DSP, DSI optical, Ethernet controllers. So like they deal with dealing with Ethernet switches, things with internet and technology. They're definitely a tech company. I thought they were involved in chips in some way, but I guess not. But a lot of people like trading Marvell. They have a lot of volume behind them. So Marvell has earnings coming out. Let's look at their implied volatility This is what you got to do. This is the homework you should be doing when you're doing earnings trades. You want to look up the company's implied volatility. It's going to give you a good idea of how far up or down that company moves at the earnings. So, I provide all this in the Discord too. So I give you the links and gems to everything I use, all my resources. So Marvell, you got 8%. You got 8% up or down, average movement after earnings. Checking on the Qs real quick. I took profit on the Qs already. Let's look at Google. Yes! I already took profit on the Qs. We ain't worried about the Qs anymore. We just worry about Google. Bring that ass down. I was thinking about dollar cost averaging into my position up here so I could get out faster when the pullback did happen. Sometimes if you have a position stalling like that and you see it getting choppy, if you see it in within like a small range, if you catch it at the top of that range when your contract may be down like maybe 10-15% right before stopping you out, if you're confident in your move, you double down at that time. Now I'm going to double down because I'm now getting the contract at a cheaper price at a 15% discount. If I catch it up here at a 15% discount, that means now in order to make the profit of 30%, I'll probably be able to take profit somewhere at 174 versus having to wait till 173.80. So it can help move up your take profit position, and it can help you get out the position earlier pretty much. It's increasing your risk though because you're getting another contract. So if that reversal actually kicks in, now you're going to be losing more money than you would have before. So you got to be really confident in your position before you do something like that. I'm pretty confident it's coming down some more. I think I'm going to get one more contract right here. I already got 3 contracts here. Should I get one more? No, I'm going to wait. I already got 3 contracts. It's 15 like it's trying. Let's look what the 5 minutes doing. We need this 5 minute to continue to come into weakness. It had this one. You see how the 5 minute came into strength? But it stayed sideways the whole time it came into strength. So that lets me know that push up wasn't really a push up. It was more so consolidation, sideways movement, where maybe the sellers weren't as present, but there definitely wasn't a heavy entry of buyers coming in and pushing the stock back up. A lot of the times with these moves, if there's going to be a reversal, when this is crossing over, this price would have been all the way back up here at 175.90 if it was really regaining momentum. But look, it made a lower high. So this was the high of the day originally, then it came down, it came back up, made a lower high right here, came down again, never really came back up after this pull down, and then it stopped, and then it pulled back up, and then it was making this lower high right around this level. So we'll now mark this off as the lower high. We don't want to see get it back above, well, the selling block's right there, so it gives you a perfect idea, but that's pretty much, we don't want to see Google get back above 174.78 at this point. And I still want my take profit at 173.85. Alright, so we're still waiting on Google. Let's get back to Marvell and it's 8% IV. So 8% on Marvell, let's see, that's going to give us, what is this, $76. So that's going to give us a $6 move up or down. So you're looking at it's coming up to $82. Wow, look at that. I got a level right up there, 81.22. Or you're going to look for it to come down to 70. Wow, that's crazy. I have levels at both of those areas already. So it must have been trading in this range for a little while now. As you can see, it's been ranging in this price range. So this earnings report is going to definitely push it above or below this price, because it's just been holding this range in anticipation of these earnings I see. So Marvell, they usually have better contracts or cheaper contracts than something like Costco. Let's look at their contracts. Let's see what the $70 puts and $80 calls look like. We may go closer to in the money, especially if the contract's a good price. Alright, so the 1 day contracts for $74, you can get a $74 put for 200 and a $79 call for 200 1 day. That puts your kind of sort of not really that too much closer. So let's go to the 8-day contracts. Let me put this on the screen for y'all so y'all can see. We're gonna go to the 8-day contracts on Marvell. And the 8-day contracts honestly are not that much more expensive than the 1-day contract. So in this case, I would definitely be getting the 8-day contract. Let's go to 15 days, see if we get that big of a price difference. So you got the $73 put at $248 for 15 days. And then the 8 days, we got $74 put, $250, and $280. $30 difference, $40 difference. It's worth it. That amount of added insurance, if you could add a 15-day contract versus an 8-day, because let me show y'all the theta. So you got theta over here, right? The theta on this contract is worth $297 right now. By tomorrow, it's going to lose $13 in value. Okay, $297 minus 13, that's not, we could live with that if you had to swing it till tomorrow. Now, this same contract under, maybe you're getting it for $30 less. Yeah, you're getting it for $250 instead of $280. But the theta on it is $22. So off that $250, you're losing $22 on each contract you have by swinging it overnight. So instead of 13, it's almost double in theta. So now let's look at the 1 day so you understand how big this is going to jump. The $74 put, $200 still, right? Maybe it's not $230, but it's $200. But look at the theta. Theta is 1.6. So you're going to lose $160 on this contract by swinging it overnight. This is why I say you want to go further out as you can, especially if the prices aren't changing that much and the premium. That's beautiful because now you could get more insurance for the same price as someone who's taking this crazy risk buying the 1 day, which it really wouldn't make sense to buy the 1 day right there, especially with these premiums being so close to the price. Like I might even go 36 days and grab me something a little bit further out the money, like the $72 put. $72 put is costing what, $270. So and then we have to get the $82 call, $270. But these expire in 36 days. So now if there's anything funny happens with earnings where it doesn't really move afterwards, I at least have time on my side now. The 36 days for my contracts before it expires, where I could ride out whatever side I feel like is going to be benefiting from the earnings after I see them. All right, so that's just some gems for y'all how to play earnings. I don't know if I'm going to do Marvell. I might call that out to the community if I decide to. But I don't know if I'm going to. I think I might just keep it chill today. Look at this mother right here. Will not come down and save his life. I want to see that 5 minutes keep breaking down though. The 5 minute was coming into weakness. Once I see that peak of weakness coming in, that means it's going to come back. Yeah, it's going back into strength a little bit right now, but that weakness is going to come back. We're going to get that 173.80 on Google. I just know it. QQQ's coming back in the strength. Another thing with those collar trades, if you know you're going to enter the collar trade on the day, from the opening of the day, you could decide to try to time your call entry at the lowest point of the day and your put entry at the highest price point of the day so you could get them for as cheap as possible. Or you just buy both of them right before close. Right before the market closes, you just buy both the contracts so you're not having them go up and down in price throughout the day, because sometimes you could buy a call before earnings. Next thing you know, your call is up 40% before close. And you want to take profit on that. I'm not going to lie. If you got a 40% collar trade in and one of your positions is up 40% before close, I would take profit on that position and reopen another position maybe that has less exposure to it, because I already got 40% return on the call. So you could try that, or you could just buy right before close, which is what I suggest doing. You buy right before close so you don't give yourself the headache of trying to think, should I sell right now and take profit and buy back in? Just buy right before close if you plan on collar trading earnings. All right, y'all. Wish me luck with Google. Let's pray Google come down 172. That would be beautiful. I'm only looking for 173.80, but we're going to overshoot it. Let's ask for 172. Next level down below that is 170, 169 on Google. So let's see if this support holds. If it holds and gets back like I said, back to that 174.80 level. I'm just gonna stop out right there, take my 15% loss, and keep it moving. Today we made 230+% gains, so happy. You win some, you lose some. As long as your winnings outweigh your losses, you're gonna be fine. All right. Appreciate everybody for coming through the session today. I'll see y'all tomorrow.